Hello Stampers, I'm Kelly Acheson at stampabove.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. And it's raining again. Are you guys getting a ton of rain? It's crazy. I am an independent demonstrator in the United States. I have a special treat for you today. I am sharing a classic layout. Now you could use this with a variety of different stamp sets or different themes for your cards. My cards are going to be all about Halloween, but I want you to pay close attention to that layout because this is going to be useful in any card making that you have. It's a great way to design a card is just to look at the layout. And then I'm going to be using the Boo to You. This is one of my favorite little Halloween sets. I love the monster images. They're so quirky and fun. And then I'm pairing it with the buffalo check background. I'm also going to be sharing a bunch of tips using the Stamparatus, so you'll want to stick around for that. Let's flip this camera around and get to work. We're going to start with our cardstock layers. This is Mango Melody, 5.5 by 8.5. Get that scored. Not scored, folded. I don't score my cardstock when I have a card that goes this way. If I have a card that opens up the tall way, then I score it because the grain of the paper does not like to fold the tall way, but it folds fine the wide way. My friend calls these hamburger or hot dog. Fold, that is. Okay, then I've got another piece of Mango Melody. This is 3 3/4 by 5. A layer of Whisper White for the inside at 4 by 5 1/4. Another Whisper White that is 2 5/8 by 3 3/4. Basic black to go under it at 2 3/4 by 3 7/8. And then another little piece of mango. This is 3/4 by 4. This is for the inside. And I have a scrap of black that we probably won't need if I remember to do something right. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, I think we're going to stamp our little monster creepy guy. So I'm going to be using this guy, and then I have 2 more cards to share with you using the other images in this adorable Boo to You stamp set. This is so stinking cute. I love it. Before I forget, I'm going to bring in the Happy Halloween from the Wonderfully Wicked stamp set too. Any Happy Halloween will work. This comes with the set of dies that has a spider and a giant wicked word in it. Memento ink. Stamp our creepy little guy. We're going to put him up towards the top of our layer. And as long as I'm stamping here, do I have my, oh, you also need a strip of white. And I've shown you guys this many times, but in case somebody's new, these are the edges that you get left over after you cut your inside layers at 4 by 5 1/4. And I just put them in a bag, and then I can grab out what I need. I've got 1/2 inch, I've got 1 inch, this is a 3/4 inch. And just keep that in with my white cardstock. Then if I make a mistake, I don't feel so bad about it, right? Yeah. Okay, the Boo to You is what I'd like to put on here. I'm going to stamp that right about here on this layer. Now this is going to, oh, you know what? That's kind of crooked. Let's try that again. There we go. That looks much better. I'm going to trim this down as soon as we get working on our card. For right now, let's color this guy in. I think I'm going to bring in my dark Seaside Spray. Let's see what that looks like. I wasn't really quite sure what color. That's going to be a nice color for his pants. So this is the dark Seaside Spray, Stampin' Blend marker. And then, where did my lid go? I threw it right on the floor. Make sure you're snapping those lids back on good. And then maybe a little, this is light Bermuda Bay. Yep, that's what I'm going to go with for the shirt. I'm going to do a little shading on his shirt. It's a little bigger area. And I'm just going to use the dark Bermuda Bay around the outside edges here. And then come in with the light one and blend it. It's just going to give that little bit of shadow or shading at the edges. You want to keep blending until you don't see those definite line marks. Isn't that cool? You've kind of got a little bit of a highlight in the middle of his shirt there, which just makes it look very artsy-fartsy, I think. Then I'm going to come in with my light Granny Apple Green. And I wanted my little mummy, not a mummy, my little zombie. That's what I was looking for. My little zombie guy to look like, kind of like a monster. So green. And you'll notice when you're using these Stampin' Blend markers that you do not get the scribble marks that you get when you use regular markers. Not so important in tiny little areas like that, but on the face and the shirt, you would definitely see those. Whoops, I forgot his ear. Don't forget his ear. Oh my. Okay, bronze is the color. Hang on, where did my bronze go? I found it. Don't worry. It was in the bin from my Facebook Live. You would think at some point I would put those away, but actually I'm using these for my stamp clubs this month, so that's why I've still got some of the stuff in the bins. Okay, did you see the arms? Forgot the arms. Now what are we going to do with those giant eyeballs? Those creepy zombie eyeballs. I think we're going to bring in the assorted googly eyes. Now these are super cute. They're really easy to miss in the catalog, but they're called assorted googly eyes. And you get like a whole pack of them. Let's see, there's 100 eyeballs in here. And I usually use glue dot or little dots of glue to put my eyeballs on, but one of my friends said, try mini glue dots. They work really good. So that's what I've started using, and I am getting good success with them. And I'm just using my Take Your Pick tool to add those on there. And then the other end of my Take Your Pick tool, and which ones do I want to do? I'm just going to do the white ones here to pick up the eyeballs. So you've got this tool that does all these fabulous things. And we also have an accessory that goes on the Take Your Pick tool. You can just take this right out and put the die brush adapter on there for getting all those bits and pieces out of your little dies. And then we have the spatula end also. So you have the pokey end or the spatula end. And I just got myself, I've got 3 of these, and I keep them right on my desktop so they're easy to grab and use. Now, doesn't he look adorable? I love him. Okay, we're going to put him on the black layer. I just fell in love with these little characters from this stamp set. And then I'm going to bring this in. Now, I'm going to want this to be about this long, and I'll measure this for you so you know. Where's my ruler? Right here. About 3 7/8 or so. No, I'm going to pull that down a little bit. And now we're at about 3 1/4 to 3 1/2. We're going to flag this end. Just like that. I told you guys, I think, that I almost forgot about this card. I made it for a swap, and then it kind of got buried over on my side table. Now, I'm going to take my basic black marker, and I'm going to just put the tip in the end of the lid and flick it. This just adds some neat interest to this little layer. So once you have that done, it does take a tiny bit of drying time, so don't stick your finger on it and smear it. But isn't that neat? Then I've got some of our scallop black ribbon. This is also in the Holiday Mini Catalog by all the Halloween stuff. You're going to find a complete list, shopping list, on my blog. If you're watching this on YouTube, underneath the YouTube video is a description, and you can click on See More. And when you do that, it's going to open up all the links, and you can link right back to this particular post. You'll find a shopping list where you can see exactly what I use to make this card and the other cards I'm going to show you, because that just makes it easier if you want to get something you don't have to play a guessing game with. Wonder what color she used there. What did she call that ribbon? Right? I hate that. So I'm going to put 3 dimensionals on here. We're going to get this ready to roll because I have something really cool to show you next. I'll set that right over there. I'm going to close up my ink pad. And I'm going to bring in our magnificent Stamparatus. Now, I wanted to use the Buffalo Check background stamp. This is such a cool stamp, and you're going to see in just a second. It's not new. It's in the annual catalog. The best way to use it is with the Stamparatus. Because the check is such a definite pattern, you want to make sure that you're getting it on straight, right? So then I thought, as long as I had that out, I could show you a couple of the new accessories available. Now, this pad comes with your Stamparatus, and it works great. This is an accessory that you can get to go with it. This is called the Stamparatus Deluxe Foam Mat, and it's got a plastic laminate grid on the front of it with the 1/4-inch increments, just like this plate. One of the cool things that I like about it is, let's say I want to know where I'm placing my paper down here. So I'm going to take my marker and I'm going to go right here and then right here. And that's where I know I need my corner of my big piece of paper to go. Now, this wipes off. So one thing that I do when I need it to not wipe off is I take a piece of tape. I'm going to put just a little, I'm going to fold that corner over just a little bit so I can pick it up off of here. And I'm going to cover up my marks so now they won't wipe off. And then, of course, when I'm done, I can peel it off and just wipe this off. I'm going to get my magnets. These magnets are really strong. Make sure you don't let them snap together because that will not be fun for anybody. You see, mine are broken. And they still work fine. The other thing I wanted to show you is the grid paper. And you can get this whole pack of grid paper. It's got metric on one side and inches on the other. You can also order more of these plates. That's a nice feature. And extra magnets. So we've got lots of little accessories. Oh, and there's a bag. There's a bag that holds the Stamparatus. If you go on crops and stuff, you can protect your Stamparatus in this bag and put all your accessories in the pockets. So that's fabulous. Page 184, 185 in the annual catalog. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like to get one of these catalogs, pop me an email at kelly@astampabove.com. I would be happy to send them to you. Okay, on to our project. So I'm going to bring in my Mango Melody layer, and this is the one that is 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to line it up right here on the marks that I made because I know that's what's going to work good for where I place this. Now, I spent a little bit of time futzing around and making sure on some scrap paper that I had this straight, okay? So you definitely want to take just a little bit of time to do that. Now I'm going to grab my Mango Melody ink and we're going to ink this up. Sorry if I'm bouncing the camera. There we go. And I can't put any magnets on my layer, so you're only going to get one shot at this, which is fine. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, you really only need this pad that's in here when you're using photopolymer stamps. But as you can see, it doesn't hurt anything to use it with our regular red rubber stamps either. Isn't that pretty? So, so pretty. And because this just wipes right off, I'm going to take my chamois and wipe that ink off. I would probably put one of our grid papers in here so that I don't have to do that again. Oops, there we go. Let's do that. All right, now I have one more piece left. Where did that little piece go? Here it is. This little one is 3/4 by 4. And I'm just going to set this up in here because I know that my stamp is going to cover that, right? I just need to make sure that it's straight. And that's going to go pretty much right in the middle. So I'm just going to ink the middle up. Want to make sure that your magnets aren't interfering with your stamp. And this is what we have. Isn't that cool? The next thing that I wanted to do was bring this in here. As long as I was using the Stamparatus, I decided I might as well put my greeting or sentiment on here. Then I don't have to worry about half stamping it or stamping it crooked. So I'm going to, again, use that Mango Melody ink. Ink that up and stamp. Boom! Okay, I think we're ready for assembly. Here we go. This little piece, I don't know if you guys can hear the rain, but it is really raining outside here in Menasha, Wisconsin. Like, holy cow. And I'm sure most places across the country, we have received so much rain this year. It's crazy. This is going to just be my little embellishment for the inside, but I've got more that I'm going to do here too. Here's what I'm looking for. I was looking for my black. Now, I've got this cute little bat punch, and I thought, how fun would it be to put some of these bats on my Halloween card? This is part of the Every Season Punch Pack. You have a leaf, a heart, a snowflake, and a bat. And it also has a stamp set that goes with it. Right here is the Every Season Punch Pack, and then over here is the 2 Every Season stamp sets. Super cute images. And then, of course, the ones that are shown in yellow are the ones that the punch matches. So I thought a little bat here and here would be just stinking adorable. And this is cute, but then look how this really dresses it up. It's just those little bitty things that you do that make all the difference to your cards. Just that little tiny thing. So take them from, oh, that's nice, to, oh my gosh, look at all the cuteness. There we go. Then we're going to take this layer and put it on the front. I've just got a tone on tone going on here. Don't you love that buffalo check? And then we're going to add our monster right in the middle here. And here comes our Boo to You. This is a classic layout. I really like this layout. It's super, super easy. And then I'm just going to add another little bat right there. What do you guys think? Isn't that sweet? So, Halloween cards don't have to be ghoulish and creepy and demonic. They can be adorable like these. This one's done in Old Olive. And we've got the same thing going on the inside. And then this one is Highland Heather. Is he not adorable? You can use these monsters, this monster, this monster, this monster, to make other cards like birthday cards for kids. That would be fun. This could be a get well card, you know, zombie-like, get well. Look at how pretty that is. Buffalo check background, boo to you stamp set, and then a Halloween greeting. Mine came from the Wicked set. And the Stamparatus. It's definitely your friend with these types of cards to do that buffalo check background. Okay, you guys, if you would like to place an order, this is my monthly host code. I haven't updated my sheet here yet. So 7UUU, it's all about you today, 2X6N. You can head right over to my blog, www.astampabove.com, by clicking right up here in the corner. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't want to miss anything I have coming out. There's some fantastic stuff that I have ahead to share with you. Have yourselves a wonderful Friday. And thanks again for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me. Bye-bye.